Hello and welcome to A Crow in Her Garden. Today is June 15th, 2023, and we just had a really good rain, and so I decided that I'm going to do a little garden tour just so we can see how much growth there has been over the last couple weeks. So I'm going to start right here at the very bottom of my garden area. I've got my Martino's Roma tomatoes. They have grown significantly over the last few weeks since I transplanted them out here. They're looking great. Even these two ones that are planted together in the same pot, they're looking really healthy. They've got some blossoms on them already. And there's even some fruit set. Yes. Ooh, sorry about that. So there's one right there. Yay, super excited about that. It will probably be mid-July, maybe even towards the end of July before I start harvesting anything off of these tomatoes. I've got these supported a few different ways. So I have this is your typical run-of-the-mill tomato cage. And I'm just trying to figure out which method is the best. I acquired this from a friend who was just cleaning out their backyard. It's just fencing that's been wrapped into a circle. Yep. And then these are, I think the brand is like the Ultimate Tomato Cage. So I set them up. They're just, these poles, and they have these supports that kind of snap on. So yeah, we're gonna see how they do. Moving over on this side, I've got this arched trellis right here. And I've got my Taiwan yard-long green beans that are beginning to climb. This side is beginning to climb, where this side has really begun climbing. These started earlier, even though I planted these seeds on the same day, than these ones over here. These, for whatever reason, germinated faster and are growing faster. Then I've got all my California Wonder bell peppers back here. Definitely see some blooms set. Have not seen any fruit, but I am waiting, I'm watching. So hopefully in the next week or so I'll start seeing some fruit. And then here we've got my tomatoes, and I am trellising this year using string trellising. I did this last year and it was fantastic. I probably won't trellis these any other way. I am using new clips this year. They're called roller trellis rollers. They're a lot easier to use than the tomato hook trellis things that I got, but it's the same concept. You have this nylon string stuff that will last and won't break down from the sun or anything. And so just beginning at the bottom, you get these clips here, and they attach to the string and they hold on, and you just keep on going up and up the tomato plant with all the hooks. I try to place them wherever there's a branch coming out of the tomato, and they will grow tall, and then once they get too tall to reach, well, you can just lower the strings down and you bring the tomatoes down. I'll show you. I'll take videos throughout the year once they start getting taller. But this is my Berries Crazy Cherry. Got lots of blossoms And I believe we might even have some fruit set on them. Yes, we do. There's one there. And there's several. So, yay, yay, yay. This is a Rosella cherry tomato here on this side. It also has some fruit set on it. A few right here on this first branch. And it's looking good. Time to get another clip right here. This is a carbon tomato. It's doing okay. Kind of looking a little curly on the top. I'm not sure what that's for, but oh, looky here. We got a tomato. Yay! I think that's the first fruit set I've seen on those. That's awesome. Over here I've got my spoon tomatoes and also have some cinnamon basil that's looking a little worse for wear. I'm kind of hoping it's going to bounce back, maybe with the rain and being finally planted in the ground. Now, my spoon tomatoes took quite a beating from the hailstorm that we had earlier, but like I was not really worried because it has bounced back. We've got some fruit set on them. They are very tiny. I can't wait to taste them though. Coming back over here in this direction, another look at my yard-long beans. You're climbing, climbing. And then around on the other side here, I've got my orange Jing okra. The last few years, I've grown Clemson spineless okra. But I saw these seeds, and I just couldn't help myself. It will produce orange okra pods. So I can't wait to see how pretty they are and if there's going to be any difference in taste. I'm just excited about them being really pretty. My potato bed is doing great. I will be harvesting these in the next few weeks. They're going to start dying back here. They've bloomed and the blossoms have, that's where the blossoms were, so they've already bloomed and fallen off, and here in the next couple weeks I should be harvesting them. I cut back my sage and my thyme significantly. I'm not worried about this ever dying though, because I planted this back in 2021 and it's very well established. A lot of them I just cut and then just dropped right there to use as a natural mulch. My dill is doing great, springing up. I bet by the time my cucumbers are ready to start picking, my dill will be ready so that I will be able to make some pickles. Moving over here is my garlic bed. These will also be ready to harvest in the next few weeks. The leaves are starting to turn brown, but you want the majority of them to be brown before you know that they're ready to harvest. I have pulled a couple of really small ones and they are beginning to bulb up, but I bet another couple weeks they will be ready. I've got another arch trellis right here. So starting over here on this side, I'm attempting growing tomatoes over here. So I've got a Rosella cherry tomato right here. Finally seeing some blooms on it. This got knocked back quite a bit with the hail, but I bet I'll be seeing fruit set on it soon. And here's a Berry's Crazy Cherry. Now will you take a look at how many blooms there are. And this This is one branch. And then that's one branch. And I've already got one tomato right there. A couple more right here. It's doing great. This is also a Berry's Crazy Cherry, but it's a little bit behind this one because it got broken up a lot. But like I said, I'm not worried about it. It is still alive and kicking. It's just a little bit further behind the other one. All right, moving on. I got some peppers right here. So right here I've got a poblano pepper. Starting to see some blooms on it. This is a banana pepper. Definitely seeing some blooms. No fruit yet though. And then these two right here are pimento peppers. Just let me get you a good span of the garden from this angle. It's so peaceful out here. Other than the train whistling, I hear the birds singing. So now look down here. Out of all the things that got hit the hardest, my cucumbers is what I was worried the most about. So out of 6 plants, 4 of them survived. So I will call that a win. These are Boston pickling cucumbers. Looks like I need to move one of those because I'm definitely wanting them to grow towards the trellis, not away from it. And right here I got some more poblano peppers. Here. And then this one here is also a poblano. And then these two right here are Craig's Grande Jalapeno peppers. I'm seeing some blooms trying to put on. No peppers yet though. This is Momolo basil. My favorite one for making pesto or drying to put into spaghetti or anything Italian. Anything Italian. It's very good. Well, we'll just come back here real quick. Another look at the sage and the thyme and the dill. And then right here, this is cinnamon basil, and it's doing great because I got it planted in the ground at the right time. Whereas this lemon basil is really struggling a lot. I don't know if I'm going to get anything off of it, honestly. I waited too long. I let it get stunted. Ooh, you don't want to see these in your garden. Too bad I don't have any chickens. Here, you can go and eat the stuff under the deck because I don't care about that. Here's my mint. It's probably hard to see it amongst all the grass and the other weeds. I did grow dill in this last year, but as you can see, mint is a bully and it's bossy. So if you plant it anywhere, you best expect that it'll be there for the rest of your life. What's funny is that some dill did try to come back, but to no avail. Mint you shall be. Moving on up to my other tomatoes. I got a Dad Sunset tomato right here. It's doing great. Has not set. Well, I see. Yeah, there's some blooms. Don't see any fruit set yet. This is a Thornburns Terracotta, and I am excited to say I've got 3 tomatoes on it so far. They're looking great. And then I have another Momolo basil hidden under here. Then here we have 2 more carbon tomatoes. They're looking great also. Trying to see if there's any fruit set on these. Don't see any quite yet, but I bet it'll be coming. The only other things I've got is up here. I have a Roma tomato that I just had an extra, so I had a 5-gallon bucket with holes in the bottom of it and a little bit of potting soil left, so I just kind of threw it in there so I could get something. And then my green stalk is up there, but I'll do a separate tour for that one so you can get a better look at it. There's nothing like coming out in the garden after a rain just to see how alive everything is. It's so beautiful. The last thing I want to show you is my miniature white cucumbers. And they're doing fantastic. So I know even though I only have 4 of the Boston pickling cucumbers, I'm pretty sure that these miniature whites are going to make up for the lack of those. They're beginning to climb the trellis. I even have a rogue yard-long bean that has grown and is starting to climb up. So I guess we'll just have a little bit of both on this trellis. So pretty out here. Well, my friends, thank you so much for coming along with me and following my garden growing. I hope you enjoy your day.